the gun violence, especially our young black men being targeted. So and you have a black son, is about to be a teenager soon.
Don't even remind me.
So have you had a conversation to your son about what's going on, or about because now it's like we are targets now, so you know what's going on. Have you talk to him about that? What's going on?
Yeah, and that's a great question because it is necessary. So my son Andrew is the only child, and he is the love of my life. He will be 12 in January. So
12?
I know.
He was 8.
Oh my gosh, no. So that's why when you're like, he's almost a teenager. No, he is almost a teenager. So I know.
Oh my God. You said 12?
I know. It's crazy. So yes, I have had to have those conversations with him when the riots started and when everybody was starting to protest. He was into video games and he was oblivious to the world. But he heard us watching it on the news and we're walking around the house talking about it and we're expressing ourselves. So we had to bring him into the conversation. And I'm grateful because I have such a great support system that my whole entire family pours into him, and everybody, my siblings are a part of his influence as well. So they're a part of the conversation as well. I will look at my brother all the time, and my brother is right there. Thank God for my brother, Deuce B, and he's there all the time pouring into my son as, a black man, because they do need to know what's going on in the world. I do try to protect him.
They have to, but man, you can't.
Yeah.
And George Floyd, you can't think,
No. Because they're going to hear about it anyway.
Right, yeah.
They you can't avoid it. They're on YouTube and the ads are coming out. You know what I mean? Like, they see it. So it's important that every family has that conversation.
Yes.
So yes, we've had to talk about it. We've had to talk about living in Philadelphia and what that means, and certain sections of the city and the stereotypes that are, surrounded, because we're looking for a home now. And so that's something that we have to consider as well. But you don't want to go to this area because the crime is so high. You don't want to go to this area because it's just a bad neighborhood. Well, what does that mean to a 12-year-old? You know what I mean? And why is that something that we have to discuss? So yes, I'm grateful that now is the time when I've had to have more conversations with him and really express to him about gun violence and why it's so important and why we vote for certain people and why certain laws are in place. Because while he doesn't understand everything, he needs to start being more aware and understand. Because he plays video games with guns in them and all of that stuff. And we about to have a Nerf birthday party war. We're about to do it all. Like, I don't try to shield him so much to where he's oblivious to the world. But I do want to expose him, and I want him to be wise. I want him to be aware. So I'm learning. He's the only child, so I'm learning. So all suggestions and recommendations are welcome.
I'm the same way too. I'm only child too. So all this stuff going on, it's made me more woke. I was aware before. I'm sorry, but I wasn't really paying attention. But when George Floyd happened, I was like, I gotta say something because I want the youth to come behind me, be woke and be alert, like I should have been. You know what I mean? So. I do have a virtual group for youth for him. So
yay!
So we do it every Thursday. Well, took a little break. School started. So we start in September. I'll give information about that.
Please.
And also say look for a house. I know a couple realtors here, so and, I was sending them money that to help you get there because I know that's a hard thing, and I really, we got the sit down here, and raise us here as well. So. But also, I want to ask you one question I asked you before about you. How's he doing with virtual school right now? I know you just started. How's he doing that right now?
So he's transitioning from private school he's been to since he was in preschool. And so he has not officially started classes yet because we're still transitioning to a new school. And with everybody doing stuff virtually and everything's held back, it's difficult. During the pandemic, I was proud of us because we still had a schedule. I was that mom. Like, you still had to get up, go to bed on time. You still had to get up at a certain time. I did not care. Let everybody else go to bed at 11 o'clock at night. You are 11 and you need to be on a schedule. So I'm grateful that I had that with him. We slacked off a little bit over the summer, and now it's getting back into the routine. And with us not being at a familiar home, it's been very challenging. So thank God he has right now all the supplies that he needs to start, as far as I know. It's just getting acclimated to actually the mindset of being in school again is really, really challenging. And it's challenging not just for him, but for me too. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
No, you can't go mess with your son right now because he needs to go get ready for classes. He needs to read, because we play around all the time, and we have a ball, and I want to take him to the stores with me, and I want to take him here, there, and everywhere, and I can't. He has to, stay focused. So it's a learning process for the entire family.
Right. So obviously, I've known you 6 years now. Yeah. You do a lot. So you do a lot for the community, also for yourself as well. So can you tell us who is Andrea Blassingame?
Oh my gosh, I am a Philadelphia native, born and raised. I am a model, actress, and professional makeup artist. I have been published model since 2016. I am a beauty queen. I am currently Miss Full Figure Pennsylvania 2019. Thank you. I did not bring my crown and sash because, I don't want to overdo it. But our pageant was obviously postponed because of the pandemic. So we were just told that we think we're going to be able to have it in January. Okay. So I will be competing for the national title of Miss Full Figure USA 2020, even though the competition will happen in 2021. So I am the founder of the Literacy Empowerment Initiative, which is hopefully soon to be, before the end of 2020, an official nonprofit organization.
What took it so long? I'm not saying before the fire, but
Because really and truly, I just wanted it to be an initiative. So the purpose of the initiative is to promote reading and writing and literacy awareness to families in the urban communities, intergenerationally through visual arts and projects. But that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to get people to talking about literacy, and do it in fun, quirky ways. So turning it into an organization was never on my mind until everybody else around me was like, well, you're missing out. And you can definitely get benefits, and it will help your status if you're an official nonprofit.
Right.
So I said, okay, if everybody's telling me this, they might know something that you don't know. So we've just started that process seriously. So my goal is to have all the paperwork done and everybody in place. It's hard to come up with board members.
So like for me, you probably know me, because I might as well listen to too. Then people was just telling me you need to do this. Then God tells you, and then you took the business, and they're like, okay, you gotta follow God. You know what you're doing. So I went to Wesley Proctor. So I know you know him.
I love
So I would advise you go to him.
Okay.
For nonprofit.
He doesn't know me, but I know him.
Plus he tell me he knows me, he might give you a discount.
Okay,
cool. So I've been with him for almost 7 years now.
Okay.
So my business, I had the same questions about turning a nonprofit into business, LLC. He has treated me really well. Blessed me, supported me, all my endeavors, the journey of it. We still have on W9 that I do every year in May. So return to keep the stash full, but it's definitely hard work. It's like getting more members, Actually, I had a team, we got a team, actual team, and it's really you gotta take it one day at a time. Plus now our business is virtual now, so I think so I think that it's very important that you use the platform that you have, because there's that we need in our community. A lot of kids are not reading, and a lot of them are not, because they play video games or being traumatized or stuff because of what's going on. So
and for us, it's not just about the kids; it's for the entire family.
Oh yeah, adults too.
So I don't want anybody to get left out. We have different themes for different groups of people, types of people. Queens read, Black men read is one of our most popular themes, which you were a part of.
I do it every year. I do it every year. I wait for the Black women read too. I wait for the Black women read too. I wait for that also for Black youth read too. I want that because
we're doing veterans read.
Oh,
and seniors and silver. We're trying to find little quirky local celebrities.
We got confidence is definitely needed. I think that, especially of like something that's very important is reading, especially in times like this, to be awoke, to be more alert, more conscious of what's going on.
Yeah.
So I have a couple questions. She said they do modeling. So what made you get into modeling?
So I got into modeling after I won my first pageant in 2014, Miss Blessed, Bold and Beautiful, 2015. The training that we received from pageantry helped kind of push you toward a modeling prizes and things. Well, we had photo shoots that were the prizes. And it kind of gets you to thinking about modeling, and they train you to be a spokesperson, to be a model. And, you know, once somebody told me after the pageants, because I went on to continue to compete, and every pageant is different, but the training kind of always supports that type of career if that's what you want to do. And so I'm grateful for my pageantry training because that's how I got into modeling. In 2016, Queen Size Model Management came from New York and officially signed me for my initial training and everything as a model. So I was with Queen Size Model Management, and thank God for Andrea Blassingame and Phil Drew, who came all the way from New York to Philadelphia to recruit me. And I've been featured in Queen Size magazine and so many wonderful experiences now with Loving My Curves. I'm super, super excited. Loving My Curves right here in Philadelphia. It's like our full figure fashion week. I've done makeup for a full figure fashion week in New York. And so just so many wonderful opportunities as a model. I will continue to be a model.
Right.
I love it. But yeah, pageantry is how I got started. Yeah.
Okay. So what's your end goal with modeling? What's the end goal?
I would love to be a spokesmodel. One of my mentors and friends, Phil Jackson, who is a wonderful photographer, he's just recently gone to Atlanta, Georgia, and he does both Pennsylvania, Jersey, Delaware. He's all the way up the East Coast doing photography work. He's become one of my friends and mentors, and he really encouraged me because of my pageantry experience, because of my modeling, to kind of hone in and focus on, because I love to talk, and I love to represent, and I love to support people, spokesmodeling. So that's really like my ultimate goal. I would love to be a spokesmodel.
Okay, that's a lot. That's what you're doing.
Yes.
So you ever thought about maybe down the line starting a school for young people, young ladies?
It's really interesting that you would say that because I have tons of friends who have said that I should do like model training and pageant coaching and things like that. And it's never anything that I've ever thought about for myself. But when people see something in you, you know, it's just nice to, I'm humbled every time somebody suggests it. I have never thought about starting a school specifically for that type of training. I would definitely love to, I love to facilitate workshops and I love to share and I love to educate. So I would definitely love the opportunity to continue to train models, to train pageant contestants. I would love to do that continually, but I have actually thought about being kind of like an Oprah in Philadelphia and taking one of these big, huge old churches or buildings or industrial buildings and transforming it into an actual school. But not just for like elementary or middle years education, but also for continued education.
Right.
I think that our adults need to be encouraged to continue their education as well. So that's a lot of my initiatives and my passion is really for adults. I think I connect more with adults. I leave all the young people and the youth and the teeny boppers to you guys because y'all have way more patience than I do.
But you are a teenager, so I mean.
Oh, don't remind me. You keep reminding me.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
Andrew can't escape me. He's mine. I can't get rid of him. Although I tell him every day, I'm giving him up, I'm giving him away. That is the love of my life. So I am stuck with my son. But while I love to educate young people, I feel a great weight and passion for adults.
I agree. Okay.
Especially seniors. We have a lot. I can't remember the statistic right now, but we have a great number of veterans who were never properly educated. They went into serve. and many of them are illiterate. They will never admit it. A lot of our blue-collar workers are illiterate, and they will never admit it. And so that's where my heart is. I want to do something for, especially our Black men, do something for those who have not been properly educated, who've kind of been pushed along in the system, and to encourage them, you can continue your education. Reading is not corny, even if you're 65. My dad, before he passed, was 60 and obtained his associate's degree from Community College of Philadelphia. And were he to still be living, he would have graduated with a bachelor's degree from Temple University in his mid-60s. So, and we were, like, as a family, we're super, super proud of that. That's something I will always continue to brag about because it's like anybody can do it. You know what I mean? So, yes, I would love to continue to do workshops and facilitations. I don't think I would start my own school for coaching, but who knows? I'm open to it. I love to coach and train and help and facilitate and teach. So we'll see.
Yeah, a couple of questions. You started the Literacy Empowerment Initiative a couple of years ago. Now you're about to turn into a nonprofit in the process of doing that. What made you start that?
As a model, makeup artist, and an actress, I got really frustrated reading contracts and scripts from people who are obviously illiterate. And it was frustrating because it was project. Now, you know, I'm not famous and I don't have a whole 2-page dissertation full of experience, but of all the projects that I was working on, all of the contracts had errors and grammatical errors, and reading scripts. You know, there's a difference between, you know, a character saying something because it's slang, and then all of your stage directions being incorrect. And it was really frustrating because it wasn't just one project. It was like all of the projects that I was a part of. I was like, this is ridiculous. Nobody edited this. This is crazy. And so I said that something needed to be done. And then I was challenged by Queen Size Model Management. We were asked by Phil Drew, the photographer. He said, you know, excess models, you know, are you passionate about modeling? Does your passion align with your career? Your career as a model, does your passion align with your career? And I was like, no. I love being a model. Being a model is my career right now. Being a makeup artist is my career. Being an actress is my career. But I'm really passionate about reading, writing, and education. How do I tie them together? And that's how I started the Literacy Empowerment Initiative. I said, you know what? I can at least I know how to do photo shoots. I know how to do makeup. I know how to be on set. I know how to write a couple scripts. So let me use what I know in my career to kind of promote a message that I'm really, really passionate about. And that's how it started.
So I got another chance for you. Have you ever thought about maybe starting a camp for literacy? For maybe not for the adults, but just like a program for the adults to like we discover love of reading and veterans and stuff like that. Is there anything about starting that program in that initiative?
I am so fortunate that I am so well connected with people who are already well established with some of those things where I can come in and do my workshops and facilitate. And we have tons of things coming up in planning. Like for one, David Thompson is an amazing videographer and a socially conscious civic servant. And he has partnered with me and is kind of putting fire under me so that we can start doing literacy commercials. So while it won't be a camp, so to speak, we still have tons of projects that we're working on. So yeah, September is actually Literacy Awareness Month. And so all this month, you're gonna be hearing a lot from the Literacy Empowerment Initiative because we are going to be promoting the message in different ways. And I'm really, really hoping that before the end of the month, you will see at least 3 of the commercials that we will be working on. If not, definitely in October and November. So stay tuned for that. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube for Literacy Empowerment Initiative because we'll be doing commercials. We're still going to do our photo shoots. And the idea is to get those photos put into brick and mortar establishments around the city of Philadelphia to commit to putting them in their front windows for everyone to see for an entire year. So if you are a brick and mortar establishment and you have a brick and mortar establishment and would not mind partnering with us, we would love to put our photos in your establishment for an entire year to promote the message of literacy awareness.
Wow, that's awesome. That's that word, the literacy, be spread out, especially in the city, just to get our youth and older adults more engaged with reading, so they can stay conscious of what's going on, be aware of what's going on, the changing times we're living in right now. So, where people can find you on social media or website for more information about you, what you're doing, where people can find you?
Oh my gosh! So I'm working on a new website.
Okay.
So stay tuned on social media from right now until the website launches. But we are at Literacy Empowerment on Instagram, Miss A Makeup 33 on Instagram, and Andrea Blassingame on Facebook.
Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So I'm working on a website where you just one click, you find
all in one
hub. Yes.
One hub. Yes. So again, do you have any final words for us for any of those out there who's trying to be an entrepreneur, a model, and a mom? So any words of advice you would give to someone? Right
now, especially because of what I'm dealing with, my word of advice would be to stay humble and stay grateful. I have literally had to start my entire life all over again. I lost my complete makeup business in a fire. I lost all of my comp cards and everything from my life. I literally have to start everything all over again, and it's really, really frustrating and stressful. And talking to a couple people this week, they were like, "How do you stay so positive? How are you laughing and you giggling again?" And for me, it's just really staying in a place of gratefulness.
Yes.
When you wake up grateful and you're just like, God, I just thank you just for life. It kind of draws and attracts wonderful things, blessings to you. So I have been so blessed and so fortunate within this past month after dealing with a fire and starting my life all over again. Just the people just pouring into us. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody for your love and support. Thank you for your prayers. Don't stop. Yes. It's needed. Your financial contributions are all greatly appreciated and necessary and needed because this is really, really hard. But being grateful every day just kind of makes life so much easier.
Right. So I want to say this before we wrap up. I would say your life is not starting over. It's more like a reset. It's not starting over. You're not starting over.
Right. I didn't die.
Right. It's more of a reset.
It's a reset. Yes.
Reset. Because I forgot some of the words pop. You know what I mean? And I want you to know it's a reset.
Yes. Thank you.
You know, in terms of like, okay, you still have your business, still alive, still have your son. You could be other way around.
Yeah.
So it's more reset so you make your business better. Okay. And take what you need. Okay, I've done this right, but now how to make this platform go further. So again, you said about gratefulness. You gotta be grateful for Life Publisher because it could be worse. It could be like a lot of things that went the other way, you know. Yes. But in the day, God has your back. He protects you from that fire. You could have been here.
Right.
But He told you to be away for a reason. So again, I want you to support Andrea. Please donate to her. Whatever you have, cash, great or small. She's been part of Peg for about a long time, and we're gonna support you too. So, I've been meaning to do it, but life's been crazy.
Oh, I'm so grateful for the thought. Thank you.
Yeah, because I've been meaning to donate to you, and you helped me out a lot of times, and I want you to support. But end of the day, it's more than reset for you to recharge, refocus.
Thank you for that.
So when we get back to you, normalcy for you, you know. You will be full charge to impact the city, impact the young people and adults as well, because you have a lot of gifts that you want to share. Yeah. You know, need to be shared to our young people and adults because your wisdom and plus your perspective. You know, a lot of people are in a bad shape of losing a fire and may have different mindset than you. You stay positive in the midst of that storm and God bless you for that. Because it's about how we react to it, but the 90% is about how we react to things. You know what I mean? Not 10%, it's 90%.
Yeah.
And I want you to know that, you know, God's still with you. He kept you for a reason. Now it's like use that testimony to share your story with people and share your gifts and share your resurrection, pretty much your redirection to what He's called you to do. You know, and at the end of the day, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for being here. I ain't here for you. I was like, she gonna be here now.
Yes.
I ain't here for you.
I was bragging.
I know she's really blooded and she was crying. I'm like, she's gonna be here today. I'm like, so I understand that she's going for it. I'm like, all right. But I appreciate you being here, supporting you, and let me know about the dates. I will see info about the realtors that I know that can help you out. So we're gonna take a little quick break. For those who are Instagram Live, thank you for joining us. For those watching, was watching Facebook Live, we have seen it, watched it about 5 minutes. Hey, Naisha, how are you? Stay we'll be back in 5 minutes for seeing Washington. So stay tuned. We'll be right back, y'all.
Thank you, guys.